Rosary is the best preparation for Christmas, the fifth sorrowful mystery, the Crucifixion. When they arrived at Golgotha, the soldiers crucified Jesus, driving nails into his hands and feet. The soldiers then divided his garments among them by casting lots. On the cross above his head, they put a sign that read, "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews." Jesus was crucified in the middle of two others, both of them robbers. In 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 3, St. Paul writes, "Christ died for our sins in accordance with the Scriptures, because the Old Testament foretold the death of Christ. We know, as stated in the Catechism of the Catholic Church, that Jesus' violent death was not the result of chance and an unfortunate coincidence of circumstances, but is part of the mystery of God's plan." Moments before his death, Jesus cried with a loud voice, "Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani?" That is, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Here Jesus was quoting the opening line of Psalm 22, and in so doing, this evokes the entire plot, where the sufferer's humiliation gives way to vindication. Thus Jesus does not consider his passion meaningless or a mark of failure. Still less does he succumb to a sin of despair. Rather, he trusts in God and surrenders his spirit to the Father. Like the innocent sufferer of Psalm 22, he is confident that God will turn his mercy into victory. The execution of Jesus was the most atrocious evil ever committed, and yet from this evil, God brought about a great good, the redemption of mankind. Meditating upon the crucifixion, Christians should be encouraged. No matter the trials and evil we may face, we know that in everything God works for good with those who love him. As you face today's trials, remember God is with you. Ask him for strength when you feel your faith is being attacked or your fortitude is wavering. Jesus is Lord.
was displayed in Warsaw, Poland, Moscow, Russia, and Kyiv, Ukraine, before being shipped to America for the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis. After the fair, Stika returned home, but he could not afford to bring the painting back to his native Poland. Sadly, he was never again able to see his masterpiece. The Crucifixion was wrapped around a telephone pole and disappeared. Decades later, it was discovered in storage at the Chicago Civic Opera Company.
The Crucifixion would have been lost forever had it not been for Forrest Lawn, who heard about the painting, purchased the artwork, and built the Hall of Crucifixion Resurrection. Young Stika passed away in 1925, but Forrest Lawn hired his son Adam and daughter-in-law Wanda, who traveled to Glendale to assist with the Herculean effort of installing and conserving the painting. After nearly half a century away from public view, it was unveiled on Good Friday in 1951. The setting of the Crucifixion is a vital component of the artwork. We're no longer able to encounter it in the original semicircle display.
But this story does not end with the Crucifixion. In the years after the unveiling of Stika's artwork here in Glendale, Forrest Lawn commissioned a companion painting. American artist Robert Clark was hired to paint the Resurrection.
Whereas the Crucifixion traveled throughout Europe and the United States, Robert Clark's painting has never left this building. The blank canvas is on display in 1961 in front of the Crucifixion. And here, Clark is at work in a studio attached to the theater that was built specifically for his new artwork. As you will see in a moment when we reveal the Resurrection, the setting depicted in both paintings is the same. Each occurs on the outskirts of ancient Jerusalem, but the time has changed. It is no longer Good Friday, but Easter Sunday morning. Christ has emerged from his tomb and gestures toward the countless people in the heavens. The artist included orange California poppies in the foreground. This subtle homage is a way of connecting a biblical scene to the present while linking ancient Jerusalem to Southern California. The flowers bloom every year around Easter, including just outside the Hall of Crucifixion Resurrection.
Thank you for joining us.